Right, off we go. Me and Jai, we're going out. It's going to be a lovely day. We've just launched from Portsmouth. So yeah, engine's running. Everything's on board. Welcome back to Southys Fishing, everyone. Today I am joined with Jai. We've launched from Portsmouth, Southsea area, and we're going to head to each of the forts, have a little look, do a little bit of fishing near these. Then we're going to go down to the east side of the Isle of Wight, fish some little reefs around there. I've not fished this area before, so it's all unknown ground to me and Jai and Dan and Ash, so it's going to be an interesting session. Today I've actually brought my boat rod with me, which I don't normally do, so we're going to try and do some live baiting. It's getting a little bit later in the year, so live baiting is where it really sort of kicks off for the bigger fish. So if we can catch some live baits, we're going to stick them in my cool box with a little aerator, keep them alive and drop them down over a drift. I'll keep the camera rolling for most of the day. I've got the drone with me, so you should see some really good footage. And yeah, hope you enjoy it. Yeah, little schoolie. Lovely little bass. Nice, you guys. Well, no one's blanking today. Be careful there. Might have to push us off if we get too close, right? Look, there's loads under here, Jai. This fort, Horse Sands, is joint largest of all the UK sea forts and was built with 59 gun emplacements across its 2 gun floors. The fort was built between 1865 and 1880. By the time the fort had been finished, the threat of the French invasion had diminished and the technology of the guns become out of date. The forts were never needed to be used for their intended purpose and were rearmed during the First and Second World Wars, and during this period the fort was painted in a black and white checkered paint scheme. It was painted in this way as a form of camouflage. The purpose was not to make the fort invisible, but instead to confuse attempts to attack it by making it difficult to accurately gauge the distance of the fort. The fort was deactivated after World War II and used for coastal artillery up until 1956, and in the 1960s the site was declared surplus to requirement by the Ministry of Defence. In 2012, the company who owned the neighbouring forts purchased Horse Sands. The new owner intended to convert it into a museum with displays of the history of all the three forts. In October 2021, it was announced that the fort had been sold to an unnamed buyer for £715,000. So we had one little bass, just trolling a little 56 gram mighty minnow. So we actually went right up close to the fort and we was just drifting round it, and we were just bobbing up and down some little mackie feathers. I put a little bit of mackerel on them just to see if I could tempt any other fish, little pouting, mackerel, scad, anything, but couldn't get anything. There was some things shown on the fish finder, but nothing really that was interested in it. As you can see, it is beautiful out here. It is amazing. So we're going to head off now down to the Isle of Wight and fish the marks that we come out here for. I really want to try some live betting, as I said, so I might do first drift to try and catch some pout, but we'll see. So we're fishing a ledge. Now this ledge starts at about 20 feet, 30 feet, goes down to about 45, 50. So we start at the top and we just vertical jig all the way down, bouncing that lure off the bottom, hoping that we come across some bass. So what we're doing is Jai's setting up some little feathers. I've got some baited feathers down and we're just drifting a wreck at slack water. And then I've got my new cool box here with some fresh water in and an aerator here. So the idea, if we press this button, Jai, you lift the top off that, you can see pumping air, oxygen into the cool box. So when we get some fish, we'll pop them in there, we'll stick the lid on, and it'll keep them nice and healthy, ready to live bait. Get yours in, Jai. Perfect little joey mackerel. See? So that's what we want to do. Now, what we don't want to do is touch the mackerel. Basically, just want to try and hook him off like that. Now he is bleeding, which isn't amazing. If they're bleeding, basically they don't last very long, so that's not the best, but see if we can get any more. That's a perfect size one, that. So we've got Jai down, he's going to try and get us some bait on this wreck. As you can see on this fish finder, his feathers going up and down, up and down. See that? This is the Garmin Striker 7 SV. So it's got the clear view and it's got the side view. And you can see we're approaching this little wreck here. It's not really much of a structure. It's very close in, it's a bit broken up. But you can see there's little bits on the bottom. Jai's just jigging it up and down. I'm happy about that, Jai. Don't know how happy I am to catch a little mackie, because that one mackie, that one mackie could be one big double figure. So we've caught a few pout, we've caught a few mackie, I'll show you in a minute. We're just drifting this wreck, so this wreck's giving us a lot of bait. We can use this bait for live baits. So let's see if we can get any more. Pouting are a great live bait for bass, conger, cod. You don't want them too big. The ones we got are probably biggest you want, really. See in there? Not really swimming very well. Need to really get some more water in there. Let it take it and then just lift it up. So we're fishing live baits at the moment. You can see him swimming along, can't you? Like you can feel it, can't you, bouncing. Give it a couple of winds dry. Let it down to the bottom, and then when we get to the wreck we're going to pull it up. When I say wind up, okay? So we don't want to snag. Change of plan. We're going to anchor the wreck. Here's my Joey mackerel. In he goes. Down he goes. So, sun's come out. It is a scorcher, absolute scorcher. So, make sure you drink your water and beer. But, yeah, not doing too well so far. It's always hard fishing somewhere new. You can use Navionics and find different marks and that, but sometimes it just doesn't play ball. So I'm shooting I'm not knocking ourselves down. Like, we've done well so far. We've caught some lovely live bait. We've got 3 really nice Joey mackerel. Got 2 pout. So we had 5 live baits. Now we've both been snagged off in this huge wreck. It's just hard. It's hard. These wrecks are massive. The wrecks I'm used to fishing are a lot smaller. Even when you wind up and try and get it out of it, it's still quite hard. But I've got 1 live bait down now. We've got 1 more in there. I'm gonna drift this wreck again, see if I can pick out anything else. The good news is low tide was about an hour and a half ago, so we've got plenty of tide now, which is what we didn't have earlier when we basically got to the marks. So the marks should start producing more fish. More tide, more fish. So hopefully it gets better. Okay, it's bloody hot. We're not really catching too many fish. Let's go for an explore. So just round the corner was a nice little beach called Priory Beach. If you've not been here before, check it out. It is on the east coast of the Isle of Wight. As you can see from this footage, it is absolutely unreal. It looks like you're abroad. crystal clear waters, lovely clean sand. Lots of people anchor up their boats here and just spend the day relaxing. So on to another fort. This one is the Spitbank Fort. The Spitbank is smaller than the two main Solent forts, the Horse Sand and the No Man's Land Fort. Its main purpose was as a further line of defence for ships that made it past the two main forts. It was opened to the public as a museum from 1982 to 2009, and in 2009 it was put up for sale for £800,000. The fort was then sold for more than £1 million and then was remodelled, with works reportedly costing around £8 million. It was then opened in 2012 as a luxury spa and hotel retreat with 9-bedroom suites. Unfortunately, in 2020, the use of the hotel was suspended due to the coronavirus pandemic. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.